Welcome back to the 2018-19 school year. Let's talk Google Classroom and how to get it set up for your class this year. First thing you want to do is you want to go back in and return work to students. So in this case, here's a class from last year. I want to make sure that anything that I have in my gradebook, that I have hit the return button on all my assignments so that the work goes back to the original student. All right, so back to the original owner. Once I've done that for all my classes, I want to also archive my old classes. The reason why I want to do that is because old classes are missing a tab in the middle. You can't just recycle in. To get the new features of Google Classroom, you have to start with a brand new classroom this year. So start fresh. So on my classes now, I'm going to go in and archive my old classes. Hit the three dots and hit archive. So they still have access to the things. I still have access to things, but they haven't completely disappeared. I can still pull assignments from archived classes, but it does clean up my area. To get started with making new classes, we go up to create or join a class up in the upper right with the plus button, and we're going to create a new class. You have to have a class name, but sections and subjects are not required. So I can give it a name and a section, and it's created my class. So here's my new class. The stream tab here is where we're going to create our announcements. We can also hit the plus button down here to create our announcements. The classwork is where you're going to organize your assignments. You can create new topics and nest those topics under, nest the assignments under different topics. To get your students into your class, you're going to want to have your course code, which is right here. But I'll show you another way of getting your students in. While we're on the screen, you can press the Invite Teachers button if you share a class with another teacher, or you know that you're going to have a long-term sub that you want them in on this action in your classroom. So you can invite new teachers here, but they do have to be within the wapakaschools.org domain, so they have to have one of our email addresses. All right, so you could send an email to all of your students with the Invite Students button and get them in that way, which is really kind of hard because you have a lot of moving parts there. The fast way is to go to your settings of your class, press the gear, and this is all the settings for your class. But here's my class code again. If I press the down button here, I can go to display. On the display button, now that I could put this on my projector and show it to the whole class. I could hit the big button to make it even bigger. Amazing. So that was just down arrow and display. If you want kids to be able to post and comment in your stream, this is where you can have that on. You can also change the students can only comment or only teachers can post and comment. I think for the way I like to work, I think students being able to post and comment is okay for me, but some of you may not feel that same way. After you have your students in, you can also invite parents of a student if you have their email address. So you might have a couple students that you might want, their parents might want to see access to their assignments. You can do so by after you're having your students in, you can add them in by clicking on their button. There will be a button to invite a guardian. I hope that gets you set up and rolling with your Google Classroom. If you have questions, please send me an email or comment on the YouTube clip directly. Thank you so much. Have a great day.